claim that.
I've never claimed it. When did I claim it? I showed you. You shitted on Ferguson. I showed you the proof. I put it on the chat. Show me the proof.
You've never done it on a podcast, but you said it to me. I'm not lying.
Why the fuck would I say it? I have the trophy. It's in my fucking garage. Do I put it right here?
You seem to be very angry.
What are you talking about? Because it's bullshit.
So it's not bullshit.
I'll take truth.
You have claimed it. I've been around.
Claimed it when, nigga. I would say it. Claimed it when.
Okay.
I've been in your house talking shit about how the league is better.
I was never have I claimed it since we've been in AGS? Have I claimed it?
My
Nick,
child.
have I claimed it? Citron, have I claimed it?
You're so
and they hammered me.
She said, can we stop this? Can we please stop this black on black? Well, beige on black.
Welcome to the AGS podcast, folks. This is week 3 recap. Shit has already gone off. I'm Rebel Scum, no-time champion, joined by Rudy's replacements, my fellow no-time champion. It's cracking.
What's going on?
Holy shit, a lot right now. Joined by the defending champ, New Jack City. What's cracking?
Man, not as much as what we just witnessed. Jeez, I mean, I thought that what I did to Vu's derriere was bad, but what I just saw, the obliteration of father and son is just there's nothing.
Oh my god, we need Al Sharpton on this shit real quick. We've got the 2022 champ, Ambassador Zaquan. What's cracking, Quan?
all right. Love, respect, community, and the dollars too.
And hopefully location with whatever was said.
Ooh. Add lies to that.
Ooh. Oh my lord. And the commissioner, 4-time champ, undisputed 4-time champ. What's up, Froggy?
Undisputed. A lot of people want to have these chips and they can't. So cheers, AGS.
It's a hard game. It's a hard game indeed. Now, before
championships before I got into the league, I could care less.
Hey, we could care less when we started the league, bro. You weren't on our radar.
My God. So before we continue with this, I love it. I have to give our viewer full disclosure. We usually record on a Monday night right after the game. And I boofed 90 minutes of quality podcasting, forgot to push record. Definitely got record going on right now, and I want to thank you guys for coming back. And I feel like this is even fiery than the first take. I love it because, folks, Tuesday's the worst day of the week, in my opinion, and I think we're feeling that Tuesday grind right now. So welcome back, everybody. Let's get right into it. We had a wonderful weekend of football, some great matchups. But before the matchups, we had some father and son hang time. We had some father and son memories made this weekend.
Whatever.
Froggy took his tadpoles to the game. His youngest son celebrated a milestone birthday, 10th birthday.
Number 10.
Shout out to the little guy. And
Happy birthday, LJ.
It happens fast, huh, Froggy?
Yeah, we got the birthday boy in the house right here. Here he is.
LJ.
Yeah, show us that.
What's up, man?
Give us the mew.
Hit him with a mew, LJ.
There
we go. There we go.
Ooh, the jawline.
LJ, what you do special this weekend for your birthday?
I went to Dave & Buster's.
Dave & Buster's. What else? What else?
Oh, yeah.
Rams 49ers game.
And who took care of that for you? Who was responsible for taking you to that game?
Lewis.
Say thank you, Uncle Lewis.
Thank you, Uncle Lewis.
You're welcome, LJ. Happy birthday, man. I'm glad you enjoy that legendary bobblehead from one of the greatest coaches ever.
Got to go to the game, got to get the Sean McVay bobblehead, met Eric Dickerson, got the signature on his jersey. Had a good time. Uncle Lou made him miss the Rams comeback at the end because he wanted to beat the traffic. So he was a little down about that, but we watched it on SportsCenter when we got home.
Hey, LJ.
Will you keep it real that we were all pretty worn out? I'm ready to go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I took a 10-year-old to tailgate at SoFi at 9 o'clock in the morning, man. We were beat You know what? If I knew that you and your brother were going to speed walk away from me and the 10-year-old who's like struggling to keep up, we would have just stayed in the stadium. But like once you were like half a mile away, I gave up on that ride you promised us to the car, and we just hit the right and walked to our car ourselves.
Oh my God.
That
Hey,
was-
LJ, can I ask
I
you a
looked
question?
behind me and was like, where'd they go?
Hey, LJ,
He's 10 years old. He doesn't have the speed of an adult man.
Hey, LJ, who won that game on Sunday?
LJ, who won the game between the Rams and the Niners?
27-24 Rams.
Oh, whoa. I like that. Go Rams.
BC, can you explain to us your fealty to the Rams? We saw a picture on the thread of you wearing a 49ers cap and really just cheesing for the camera. What was that all about?
Yeah.
Tinder profile, what was going on?
Actually, that was like circa 2011, 2012. I still had hair follicles on the top of my head. I'm not even sure if my child was born yet. But I thank Seabird Frogs for lending me the Niners for a couple lean years with no team in Los Angeles. But I said it once and I'll say it again. The Rams are the only team out of the 32 teams that actually contribute to the equity in my home. So every win, every new building that gets built on that street helps make the property a little bit more valuable. So go Rams, Rams house, and kiss my ass.
Damn, dude.
Lennon, haven't you sent other pictures of him in other team jerseys? Not just the Niners, right?
No, you've never.
No, Sit's just the Niners. He forgot to give an ode to our good Capper brethren, Colin Kaepernick, who kind of was another reason I think that he was a supporter of the team, and I don't think he appreciated Colin's exit from the league. So I could see that also having an impact on no longer supporting the team. But as long as I've known Sit, it was Niners. It was, probably a similar origin story to you, Lou, looking for a team in LA. We grew up, we had a team when we were kids. BC's younger than me, so he had them for even smaller amount of time. There's two pictures that I have. One is me, Emmett, Brandon, and Jamon going up to the first year of the new stadium and checking out a Niners-Falcons game.
Yes, sir.
There's a picture of us inside the stadium there in Santa Clara. And
that was a great day.
And then the one I sent recently where the hat on, that was at your mom's house. We had, we probably had like a gumbo party and some beers. So that's all I have. The one that I have a multitude of pictures of is Voodoo, where he's been a Saints fan and a Raiders fan and a Rams fan. And
I was getting a little mixed up.
Voo even had a Raiders hat. And so, yeah, Voo's been all over the place, man. So.
Yeah, hey, that's round the block Betty for you, man. You got to flip flop if you want to stay in business.
Oh my God, yeah, he was part of the other father son duo that was out there at the Rams game too. Did you guys run into him or no?
Did he take Papa to the game, and then as soon as they got into the gates, Papa was like, "Thanks."
Actually, what happened, from my understanding,
from his insider information.
I believe that what was the case, Jamon and Vu went to the game, and I think that Jamon went to a section of SoFi that had a height requirement, and Vu was no longer able to continue with the day, and the Tallies got together and had some fun. So
Vu had to stay in Toontown.
Yeah.
Oh no, Toontown. Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys got to do that. Crazy, the kids are growing up. Lou, you're growing up too. You really matured over the course of a few days this past week, because we started off our Thursday night matchup pretty spicy. You had the Jets defense, and they hammered me.
That angered you, didn't it? The Jets defense angered you into making allegations. Want to speak on that?
Yeah. Absolutely. First of all,
like
who would?
There's some bubbling tension for some reason, and it's we thought you were such an honorable fantasy football player, Lou, and I think it's something about this collusion that's just rubbing everybody a little bit the wrong way this season.
It doesn't help. It doesn't
He's
help.
yeah.
It makes
It's so
doesn't help.
ridiculous.
Well, no,
I'm
Well,
chafing. I'm
let's
chafing
not
here.
change the subject. Okay. Anyway,
yeah, we will get
Andre
back to the
manages
conclusion.
his own.
To be continued
There's
later.
no collusion. I
Yeah.
give him the same assistance as a new owner in the league as Lennon gave me, and Lennon gave Brandon BC when they first came in the league.
And Diddy gave Justin Bieber.
All right.
I
Really,
feel mine was more general, not as
Concentrated.
specific and continuing.
Yeah.
no. I remember times where you talked to me about how to draft, which what type of players to look for. This was back when you were like way on top, where you really didn't care about providing insider information to us people who are at the bottom of the league. But
Wow. I will say you were a master spinner. Like every time someone says something to you, you like use your lightsaber and you go and you deflect the shit to the person to your right. It's almost a talent.
He's made for his future
We're talking
political career.
about Nick, and you mentioned Lennon some building tension. Really, I told you I've been feeling the tension from Nick ever since I won that championship. We bonded in having no chip and being in the league, struggling to win a championship. Ever since then, I mean, no, I feel like Nick has joined the public enemy squad.
Nah, well, I will say this: that is a sore spot, not because you won it necessarily, but because I was so close to getting there. So that's why that one bothers me. That's the closest I've ever been. Anybody could have won it that year, and I would have felt the same way I felt now, which was that's a painful memory for me. I don't like thinking about it. Okay, it's not about you, Lou. It's about me.
Lou, I feel like you should be proud. You should be proud of that one championship. Where is it, Lou? Show us that one trophy, because the ones with multiple chips, are very proud.
Yeah,
show them.
Whitney and Bobby are just sitting here, just listening to you guys fight.
I called them Whitney and Bobby.
Oh yeah.
I still, I mean, they're not back to back. Please put them in their right position. Go ahead, Lennon. Back to back yours.
These two right here are back to back. These two right here. That's real back to back. Juan came very close this year. Very close.
But I came one start away from being back to back. But it's all
Hey, Lou, who prevented you from that back to back run?
That was a good win.
Was that Whitney? Or Bobby?
No, look, BC, you're probably in the last since I have this sort of dynasty of a team right now. You've been my biggest rival during that time.
Wait. Did you call one championship a dynasty?
Yes, he did.
He tried to sneak that out. He tried to sneak it out.
I think with this,
a dynasty of runner-ups.
With this particular
Bobby,
team,
Bobby is from Lennon, and Whitney is from his son.
Anyway,
Got to kill the father,
Nick.
and you kill the son.
So Thursday
Let's
night,
get into it, man. You guys had an epic game. Started up.
We did.
It started off strong
with
some shit talking, and then ended strong last night with the Monday night. Let's talk about it.
It started with Kareem Hunt, and then it ended with what?
Kareem Hunt, by the way, is now on the 53-man roster.
He's active now.
and
decision time.
More than likely soon to be available on waivers.
Unbelievable. This is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. See, there
What
wouldn't
is
have ever. Listen, here we go.
How is
There
that?
wouldn't it, because
Go
listen, dog. Listen, dog.
Let the
There
white
wouldn't
man
have
speak.
ever. That's right.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
God.
Might as well mute me since you have the power.
I never have, but I should, because you can't keep your mouth shut sometimes, like right now.
Bam.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
If you would have just put the injured guy in the injured spot and put the just done that, like I'd mentioned in the thread, because of course I was angry and confused, and I'll own it. I should have known the rule better, and I didn't. And 21 points by a defense to start off the week will make anybody upset. I mean, Lennon saw it in live action on Sunday as I managed to creep back from the dead with one of the greatest waiver wire pickups of a week in a loss, but still 44.5 points. So you know how that shit can affect you emotionally. And you know what, Quan, I'm sorry. I didn't know the rules better, and I ruined your dinner, and I made you feel real bad about it. But you know what? It ended up being an epic game.
It was
You
an
mentioned
epic
Juwan
game.
Jennings, and it was awesome sitting there in SoFi Stadium. Every time Brock Purdy threw another touchdown to Jennings, Queef's butthole puckered a little bit more. I mean, three puckers in one game.
Oh,
Could have popped a
God,
diamond out that
amazing.
motherfucker.
That was an epic. First of all, I didn't even know you started him until he scored his first touchdown, and Leonard looks over and says, "Oh, that's Nick's player." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He scored a touchdown. All right. Then it just appeared that he's catching every pass. Deep.
Career game.
I mean,
Yeah.
catching, jumping over heads.
Over and
Who is this guy?
over and over and over.
But, to answer your question, Nick, of why I didn't put him in there, I will be honest with you, because I know, because of the rules, it never dawned on me that that someone would consider him illegally being in that IR spot. And once the controversy started, I would have moved it, but then it was principle after that. And then I did move it because the following day he had projected points. When we were making that argument, he was zeroed out. The following day he had projected points. I was like, okay, so he's showing projected points. Let me put him in the lineup now. Then he went back out.
It also didn't help that I came into this matchup a 50-point dog. It's something I'd never seen before in my life. Like, I didn't know that was fucking possible. And so that felt ultra disrespectful. Going down by 21 was like, oh my God. And then it ended up being pretty
real quick. Scum. Lewis is advising you to read the rules. Open up cbssports.com, go through our rules, and you'll see plain and clear that there was never an issue with Kareem Hunt.
No, I got you, man. And you know what? The wild thing is I have, but just like I read a lot of fucking books in college, I can show you all these ones I've read here. I don't remember all that fucking shit. Lou can't read beyond probably a 6th grade level, which is what those rules are written at. And he's sitting there reading that shit.
I have a master's degree, by the way. You're welcome.
He has a master's in baiting. Okay, he has a master's in baiting.
You probably had somebody collude on that with you, and now you're paying it forward.
Okay.
Is that you mentioned reading? Is that a Pegging Kama Sutra book back there on a Pegging in a Galaxy Far, Far Away?
All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. That was a good
Hey,
one.
every episode, the stormtrooper gets removed further and further out of the picture.
I think I can see Stormtrooper penis right now, though. I think it's peeking out of the corner there.
You would be looking.
He gets closer.
Anyways.
He starts far away, but gets closer and closer.
Yeah.
Definitely showing off some thigh for Daddy tonight.
Yeah, he's
He inches over.
Oh my
That
God.
forehead gets shinier and shinier.
Oh, no
One
doubt.
thing that
No,
is missing
this is
on the
going back.
Stormtrooper, though, I think the last podcast is the Raiders hat. And I realized that maybe because you put your faith in Raider Nation and they rewarded you with -2 points.
Jesus.
In a circumstance of poetic justice, to put a bow on this matchup and move on, congratulations to you, Quan, for the win. I started the Raiders just like you said, Siebert, and I was gassed on that performance. And I said, you know what, home opener, they fucking beat the Ravens. You know, they're gonna put a smackdown on them. They got the defense, and they don't have the defense, and they're why I lost, really, because a 1.5 points, I could have started any other defense pretty much that week, and I would have been all right. So it is what it is.
I'll say one more thing about that game, Nick. First, I just want to talk about how it was that was an epic fantasy football matchup. It came down to the Monday night quarterback versus quarterback. You hardly get fantasy football matchups like that. And on top of it, these guys went back to back, one touchdown after the other, and it literally came down to the final drive. I had every intentions that week of talking shit afterwards, but it was such a close game. It was so stressful. I mean, your team performed. I was heavily favored and almost lost that game. I mean, only won by what, like 1 or 1.5 points or something like that.
1.5, the 2024 1.5. It was epic to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you guys came into the game with Scum down by 0.5, trading touchdowns. Jaden Daniels coming out party on Monday Night Football on the road, I believe, at Cincinnati with a W for Washington. And I mean, he went heads up with Joe Burrow. They scored the exact same amount of points until Jaden Daniels took a knee at the end to close it out, and that's what dropped it. The final score was only a half a point until that knee, and then went down to 1.5.
Yeah, and congratulations on finding a franchise quarterback. I know he'll be on your roster until he's old and crusty.
Yeah, man.
And I will be following his mother on Instagram for the majority of his career as well, because the frogs are family.
If you come across some good picks, please share.
I sent one to the thread, and you said, "Oh, look at that white woman who likes BBC."
I mistaken.
Oh my God!
I saw the IE ass and immediately thought BBW.
Oh,
sorry,
come on,
Fog.
dog. What
don't they call it fog?
BBW.
God damn, dog. Why? You don't know the Inland Empire, brother. You obviously don't. Shout out to North San Bernardino, Cajon High School, Jaden Daniels. Do you guys, I think he looked pretty for real, but somebody brought up today at work that maybe it was just because Cincinnati's defense is bad. I don't think so, man. I think he looks pretty calm under pressure. Got a good arm on him.
Wise beyond years. He looked comfortable. He was smiling. He looks to be the real deal, man. He did it at ASU. He won a Heisman, went from ASU to LSU and killed it. He gets the respect from, those are LSU players are NFL players. Like Brandon Ayuk wanted to be traded to the Commanders to play with him. That's from the ASU days. Malik Neighbors loves that dude. I think he's the real deal. I think you got a good one.
Dude, have you seen the coaches? We know what slurp faces look like, and I recognized it right in those coaches' faces.
If you watch Hard Knocks, New York Giants, the GM's in his office talking to his children who are probably as big of fans of football as we are, and he asked his son, I think it's like his 14-year-old son, if I want to win, who should I draft? With no hesitation, he said Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels will change the franchise, and I think he's backing it up.
Fuck yeah, that's what I thought too. I was trying to tell this guy not to trip and don't put that out there. He looks like the real deal. That was a great divisional matchup. Quan, you come out of the division 2-1. Of course, under 500, and hope to pick it up.
3-0, Nick. But thank you, 3-0. Appreciate it.
I did that last time too. My bad, brother. 3-0. I was hoping you'd be 2-1 so we could get out of there head to head, but it's all good. Froggy, you got a W this week. Well done.
Thank you, Scum. Thank you, Scum. Before I talk about my game, I just want to point out that there is a tight end issue in Baltimore. 0 points for Mark Andrews.
Again? Do you have to do this again?
The Lost podcast hasn't aired. So I'm going back into the well of content that will never be heard by the world. You're going to hear a lot of stuff that is going to sound familiar, Nick, because we did this yesterday and you forgot to record it.
You are recording now, though, Nick, right? You are recording.
Wait, let me check. Yeah.
All right, to my game. Let's see. Wasn't looking good. I was staring 0-3 in the eyes. And then my backup quarterback who stepped up and replaced for injured Jordan Love scored 39 points and saved my early part of my season, potentially the entire season. 0-3 would not be a great way to start. Bijan, I think, had his first touchdown. Garrett Wilson connected with Aaron Rodgers for his first touchdown. Jake Ferguson came back from injury and put up 13. And a kid I'm falling in love with. Thank you, NJC, for the 12th pick. Handing you Lamar Jackson in a championship. I'm not mad, man, because I am happy. I've had some issues with wide receivers over the last 5+ years of my franchise, and I don't think, barring health, Malik Neighbors looks like the real deal. He's currently the #1 wide receiver in fantasy football. The season's young, but he's off to a great start. He looked really good this weekend.
Frog, can you talk a little bit more about? I just forgot what I was gonna fucking ask you. My bad, dog. I'm so sorry.
Well,
damn, it wasn't about Malik Neighbors.
Since you got that stormtrooper dick in your mouth. Coop, you're welcome, man. Yeah,
Lord
man. Yeah, man, Neighbors is dope. If he can do that on a shit team, man, I mean, I'll be honest. I really think that what you just said contributes to why Lou continues to gloat on the chat about Singletary. I think that Malik Neighbors actually opens up the backfield for Singletary to be able to be productive because now you have a threat in the air. I'll be honest. Yeah. I'm back there.
Go ahead, Emmett.
I'm back there.
God damn, man, y'all talking about John game, not about my shit.
Yo,
Damn.
You know what?
Fuck
all right.
The only reason I bring up Singletary is because you guys gave me so much shit over that trade. You know, and
You still bring up Deontay Johnson. There's something there about these. It's that lemon. You've been known to
guys
trade
gave me
lemons, and
shit
you're really
about
fighting
Deontay
against it.
Johnson too. And
Man,
I'm just, you know, I'm keeping receipts.
I'm saying
Before we
thank you.
move on, let me shout out.
I actually,
Pimp.
go ahead, brother. Well, let me cut in actually real quick. I do remember what I was going to ask you. You were talking about the wide receiver issues that you've had over the last 5 years. I just wanted you to kind of expand upon that and tell us about those issues because it's kind of tragic.
Well, yeah, I've had quite a number of wide receivers. I had Cooper Kupp, and I let him go before his breakout season. I think he was on your roster when he broke out. I actively chose to pass on Jamar Chase in the draft. I drafted Justin Jefferson with the 6th round pick, which is unheard of in AGS now that somebody of his caliber would drop to a 6th round pick. And because at the time I felt I had a lot of talent on my team, and I moved him for a 6th round pick to Sugandis. Huge mistake. So I'm happy to have a new LSU Tiger on my squad. I also I picked up someone let go of AJ Brown, and I was able to pick him up during the time he was injured, throw him in my IR with every intention to bring him back as a keeper. And then at the last minute, I think I chose to keep David Montgomery instead of AJ Brown. He's been a top 5 receiver ever since I cut him. So I've been burned. I've burned myself in that position quite a few times. I like my receivers now. I like Malik. I'm hoping Garrett Wilson's numbers will increase. Puka's going to be out for a while, but he was a blessing for me last season. So we're looking a little better in that position right now.
Yeah, long season and long way to go. You got some good players, man. Malik Neighbors is exciting. I don't know if you remember who you were going to shout out before I so rudely interrupted.
Yeah, I was just going to shout out my opponent, Penthouse Pimps. He was 2-0 in what's arguably been the toughest division so far this season. Every week, the highest scoring team in the league has come out of our division, and he was undefeated. I was lucky enough to give him his first L. He used NJC's 2nd round pick to draft another rookie receiver from Chicago, Rome Odunze. And if Rome Odunze had snuck into his lineup this week, there's a chance that he would have beat me. He left Odunze on the bench with 22. His 1st round pick, DK Metcalf, came through with 20 points. And I mentioned a former Frog, David Montgomery, still haunting me with 20.5.
Yeah, that 22 on the bench is rough. But congratulations on that win. And, OG Pimp's one of the nicest guys in the league. You hate beating him, but it's a necessary thing. Rudy, it was a close one. Sugandis goes 3-0, which doesn't seem that improbable now that I say it, considering he had one of the best 1st-round draft picks. He didn't choose Travis Kelce. He chose Alvin Kamara, and he was a winner for that. But talk to us about your roster and how you feel this outcome maybe affects or changes your thoughts on the season going forward.
Well, I thought I was going to steal another win like I did against Vu last week, but it's my OGs, my keepers, they just didn't do enough. And I know I I got on Ayuk. Yes, I got on Ayuk last night, but yeah, it's just got to sit there and wait for him to get into that midseason midseason form, and hopefully everybody's a lot more healthier than everybody is now. Just needed a touchdown. I just needed something, but
You needed that Devin Singletary take a knee at the first down marker touchdown.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he did one of those. So
Yeah, he did what lemons do.
yeah, all right.
16 points is not
16
lemon
points far
performance.
from the lemon. And I wonder why every time
We're talking to Emmett here. Can we talk to Emmett here, Lou?
BC.
I'm talking to Emmett. I'm talking to Jay.
So
Me too.
anyway, but I was glad I was able to pick up Akers. Just happened to just open up my phone and there he was right there. So that's okay going forward. Goff is scaring the shit out of me. Laporta, he's injured like he was in the late season last year. So Texans. I don't know. I was gonna go with another defense, but I've kind of just rode the wave of it. But now that didn't help me out at all.
Hey, Rudy, last season you had a pretty sick run. You were hot for pretty much the entire season. This season, banged up and whatnot. I'm
at the same place. I'm at the same place I was last year.
Nah, you weren't 1-2. Well, you weren't 1-2
I
last
was.
year, were you?
I was 1-2.
All right. Oh, okay. Oh, this kind of leads into my question, which was, do you feel
Emmett,
like?
did you say last year or every year?
All right.
No,
So yeah.
No,
like I was gonna say, do you feel like this is a place of comfort for you? Oh, okay.
I'm just pretty much used to it.
Yeah, but you got hot. You got hot after the next few weeks, and you went on that little. Yeah. So was that an aberration, or do you feel like this is more of what this is your comfort zone?
You bring it on yourself. Stop talking about yourself, Lewis.
No, it's not much of a comfort zone.
Go off last year for him. Led the league in touchdowns, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because I swear
Lou loves his trades. Lou loves his trades.
Monsters hurt. Monsters hurt. So no, it's not a comfort zone or anything like that. It's a completely different season. God damn, fuck you, bro. I swear to God.
Hey, on a positive note, Darnell Mooney. Kirk Cousins likes Darnell Mooney. He's been throwing 11 points on the bench. But Ayuk, you mentioned him. He missed the last 6 months. So once he gets warmed up and revved up, he'll start to pull away a little bit from those Juwan Jennings points. And go ahead, Emmett. Sorry.
Oh no. All I know is that my receivers, everybody had a chance to give me the win. So that's all I can ask for. I just think I need to go deeper into my roster as far as matchups. And I don't think I really did that the last 2 weeks as far as looking, because I will say that I went with these overblown averages that CBS Sports has been given the last couple weeks. So I was a slave to that. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. Because
I'll be honest. I think they're being more true to life this year with their projections, because I felt like the last couple years they were hedging too far on the lower end. It doesn't always happen, but these score predictions are real scores that we see in our league. I mean, we had a 187, a 144.5, a 125, 120s. These are real scores. So I like the fact that they're projecting high. I also like the fact that, a team like Scum is like, to hell with the projections. I'm going to fight and see what happens. I have to do that this week. I think I'm somewhere between a 30 or 40 point dog against Quan. I can't, I don't want to just accept that. I feel like my team's got to try to fight.
Well,
go ahead. I was just going to say, I still think they're not. I mean, they still project Kelsey to score double-digit points, which is.
Yeah, you should keep it like that. Like that still should be on your damn roster for next week. either him or Schultz. Alexander, fake ass the great.
It's not cold enough for tight ends, boys. Said it last night. Tight ends get paid in October and November, and when it gets cold. So I think that, a couple of weeks, I think we'll start to see some breakouts, because other than, 1 or 2 spikes here and there every couple of weeks, the tight end position is crap.
Yeah, it's pretty
So
inconsistent.
how do you properly break out a tight end, NJC?
Oh my god.
Do you use baby oil, some heat, some lubricant on that tight end?
You know, it depends. Yeah, I'm not talking about a freak off. If it's a freak off, you got to use a couple bottles of baby oil and lubricant. But we're talking about fantasy football.
I honestly think tight ends this season is about as consistent as streaming kickers right now. Like it's, you never know which one's gonna the ball. It's just.
I actually saw a post by Michael Fabiano that he said that he made an argument that tight end position is garbage over the last couple of years, and that the argument should be made that you should remove that position and put another flex. What do you guys think about that?
Nah, I like having rosters kind of true to it, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. What do you, Lou? You look like you were gonna agree.
No, absolutely not. I think a tight end is I mean, like you said, it's a position in the league, and we just have to roll with the ups and downs of it. We're all facing tight end problems. No one is really just sitting pretty right now with the tight end.
So everybody's loose. Everybody's loose. Nobody has any tight ends. Hey, last night I had the tight end fetish, but it looks like tonight Lou caught the tight end fetish because he's talking about how tight the ends are and the ups and the downs of the tight ends.
Somehow you bring it back to anal sex, but that's okay. You had a tight end problem, but when you have the two best running backs in the league, I guess it doesn't matter, NJC. Those guys give you 62 points. Your tight end could score negative points, whatever. It doesn't matter. Lamar Jackson, your third running back, man. Talk to us about smacking your little brother around.
Well, thank you. That's a great segue. No, I'm very grateful for what Saquon is finally able to do. And I'm definitely grateful for Kyron, especially because earlier talks in the season on the podcast, Blake Corum came up. But I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I believe that the recipe to a championship is consistency in all positions, not, leaning on the highs and the lows. So I'm always looking at my weakest link, which is tight end. The good news is that it's contagious. Like tight ends are shitty right now, but I'm always trying to improve the team. It's funny what a difference 24-hour makes. The last podcast, I was more open to thinking about trades, but after looking and roster baiting all day, I think I'm gonna marinate for a couple of weeks, boys. Nobody wanted to take my trades. Nobody wants to play with me, so I'm gonna take my toys and play with myself. But the matchup with Vu, I mean, we said it last week. That was around the block Betty. So it's good to kind of get a win on a team that you expect to get a win on, but it's even more important to focus on teams that are potential playoff contenders to see how you kind of really match up when your team is kind of at its most healthy. No knocks to any other team, but with Vu, I think that what even kept him close in the game is kind of what kind of gave life to that fourth round pick you were talking about, Lou. I think that the addition of the new quarterback in Carolina, it brought life to the team. Chuba Hubbard put up freaking ridiculous, RB1 numbers. Deontay put up 24 on the bench. Even Thielen put up like 11 before he got put on the injured reserve. So, it looks like there's some life in Carolina. I hope it continues. So that was a benefit. And again,
the real test of that Carolina offense will be this week when they don't play the Raiders.
Well, agreed. But I think it was a little too earlier in the podcast that this season, more than any, as the beginning of it, is definitely going to be a more matchup based season when it comes to roster selection. So if you have kind of a flex or you have kind of marginal players that you're thinking about putting on your roster, the matchups definitely play a role. So it's good to kind of see what other players do in certain situations. But bye weeks are going to start soon, so it's good to kind of know who to kind of contemplate to kind of use in temporary situations. So thank you for the win.
NJC, you mentioned the weakest link, and I think you played against the weakest link of the Rat Pack in Voodoo, and he's this year, particularly with the 0-3 start and pretty much every year since he won his accidental championship, he's living up to that moniker of being the accidental champion.
That's a good point you make, Frogs. I think that it really is the impetus behind why single championships have kind of, the name of a championship has been besmirched, because you have the likes of an asterisk champion among you. So unfortunately, because the waters have been muddied, to prove yourself as a real champion, you have to go, multiple. Whitney has to have Bobby. So, I think it's, sorry, but I think that's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah,
what you said.
Quan's looped in with Voodoo, with F.U. Pay Me, who's abandoned the league, with the notorious Victoria's Secret won championship, Penthouse Pimps. There's a few of them out there, and those are your peers, Quan.
Yeah. Sounds like you're on mute, as you should be.
You gotta unmute yourself, brother. I mean,
Your lip is wrapped around the microphone. Might want to put that back in his panties.
Eric, we strive to win every year. Yeah.
So, NJC, you mentioned the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. We're heading into October, the Halloween season, and I saw a meme recently that described pumpkin pounders. And pumpkin pounders are people who really like to smash gingers. And you know what? You took that circular little penguin pumpkin and you pounded the shit out of them this week. Good job.
I gave him the old baguette. Thank you for that tidbit of a WikiLeak. I didn't want to know that, but now I do. Thanks. I'm gonna follow that next to ham. Thanks. But
I'm interested how Lennon, how these alerts pop up on Lennon's phone.
I'm into some really disgusting stuff, and the algorithm, my Instagram algorithm, has learned what to serve me. Morning, lunch, and dinner, it's a different platter, and I love it all. Last night we were recording and Jordan Childs went live, and I was so angry that I'm sitting here live with you guys when I could have been on the phone with the new love of my life, Jordan Childs.
For nothing, by the way. For nothing.
Nice little threesome, Jordan, some Jergens, and some Pamela. Yeah, I got you.
I want to get her now while she's hot for free because, 10, 20 years she'll be on OnlyFans and I'll have to pay for it.
Oh, my God.
You know what? Actually, I just want to digress. By the way, congratulations, NJC. Once again, sitting pretty. Dangerous, too, because like you said, usually you make moves around the trade deadline, but I could see why you're staying with what you got. So
thank you for the caution.
Yeah. Good job with that. I think we covered. T. Ruth and who's coming in second.
Yeah, that's battle for it's like watching the British Broadcasting Channel. Sorry, I didn't want to give you the acronym. You know what I'm saying? That's just shout out to tennis. My mom loves tennis, but that's boring.
Very good.
Boring
Very good.
Thank you.
Speaking around the block, Betty, man, that Derrick Henry trade just keeps on giving. A 5th rounder for Derrick Henry in this year, 2024, year of our Lord, 2024. Derrick Henry put up 33.5 points, and basically is like half of the points that Jamon put up this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that lends itself to the conversation about Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Baltimore's always been a run-first team, and now that you have a bell cow and their quarterback is a secondary running back, there's no, he threw the ball 15 times in the game. How many points are you going to put up as a tight end when your quarterback is throwing the ball 15 times in 4 quarters? So, hopefully those numbers kind of stabilize. But yeah, it's going to be very difficult for the tight end position, in Baltimore when you've got that 5th round steal just running through anybody who touched. I mean, there was a shot of him stiff arming somebody. Like he posterizes people. Brutal. Like he literally posterizes people. So it's ridiculous.
Interesting choice by Jamon, who, second to me is we're the biggest San Francisco 49ers supporters in AGS. And he put Brock Purdy he went to the game. You know, typically I would think I'm going to the game. I want to support my guy. I drafted him to be my starting quarterback. He benched Brock Purdy 34 points and started the New Orleans Saints quarterback Derek Carr with a mighty 9 points.
Yikes.
Wow.
I mean,
where's my car?
I mean, that I hate to say it, but how much faith do you have in your team? Jesus. I mean, I understand Derek Carr has been throwing the ball out of the dome, but I mean, I hear you, Coop. If I'm going to a game of my team, I'd like to see, my quarterback do something for me. And, I got you.
Yeah, we'll have to get the counselor on here to explain that decision. Did get a nice game from Scary Terry. It's been a while, 19 points. And, you can thank Jaden Daniels for throwing him some nice spirals.
Hey,
Bombs.
That one touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone that McLaurin caught was amazing. Like I had to stop that and replay it for Jackson.
Hard drop.
That was a nice throw, nice catch.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Those are bombs. What'd you say, Lou? Say it again.
My heart dropped when he caught that one. That was tough.
Yeah, but it's all good, man. Anyways, I don't want to rehash it. Good shit, man. That was a good week. Week 3 recap. On to week 4 in the matchups. Rudy and I have a juicy one. Oh! I see the commissioner. The finger of the commissioner.
I think you skipped the Curse and Queef Swallower. I haven't heard that name a lot today. Queef Swallower. We got to get in.
You're right.
We
I
got to
did.
get into
the
the other cousin that is colluded with or for. But yeah,
I'm sorry, Coop. I'm sorry. I had to. Maybe it's my microphone again. Who's the Queef Swallower? Oh, Lewis Jr. Shit, man. Come on. You got to be clear, bro.
Oh.
Uh-oh. It's too late to yell, guys.
Cousin,
Too late to
cousin.
yell.
It's the B team.
Love cousin, but you put up a mighty fat cousin. Way to go, cousin. Those players you picked all by yourself. They are just performing so well.
We did so good. We did good.
You
His
just
team
put
balled
up.
out. I'm happy for him. His second year in the league.
I'm
first
happy
year
for
he
him.
actually-
I mean, you for me, but for you.
I'm
Like
happy
the
for
water boy.
second year in the league. This time he actually, got to draft at the draft, and his team's playing well.
Yeah.
So before
And how would
the
that
game
team have
starts,
looked if you would have
like
drafted Bryce Young?
9:40 a.m., 20 minutes before game time. What's the call look like, Lou? When Brian calls you and asks who he should start or sit?
I'm not even going to entertain that.
Uh-huh.
You guys share
This
a
is
room
just-
on draft weekend. You guys
This is just
were
as fake
plotting
as
together.
people
Yeah,
who
no, they
never
sit on the
even
couch.
stepped foot on Crenshaw's campus wearing a Crenshaw shirt.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
come on,
This
brother.
why'd
Don't
you gotta
even
go?
play me? There goes that deflection. There's a deflection. They sit on the couch.
Okay.
They sit on the couch side to side. They
Yeah.
have fans.
It's
they talk about their
Crenshaw
roster.
High school is not a private school. Okay.
Oh. I went to
All right.
Cranston. I went to Cranston.
No.
Rep it good. I
just-
appreciate it.
Quan, you can't deny that at this year's draft, when your cousin, the Queef Swallower, made a pick that you did not agree with, you looked at him. I was sitting next.
See, that's
No,
We have to bring it up every time.
I'll admit that. It was, I believe, his last pick in the draft, and he was going to draft Michael Penix Jr. And he looked. I was like, nah. But
Not that
that's not the
Penix.
only time.
Not that pain. It's my pain.
Payneth Jr.
And it has done. I have commented on draft picks with other players many of times, but this one, you guys just stick to this. I think last year I told BC to draft Elijah Moore, who I thought was going to be a breakout player, and he drafted him.
Yeah, and that was a fucking lemon.
Yeah, but 12th pick, last pick in the draft. How many of those hit? But it doesn't matter. Who did he draft in his place? I think he
I
drafted.
can't remember.
I don't even remember, but
Someone they probably cut.
Yeah.
Yo,
Okay,
so we're
can I
five.
just talk a little bit
Yeah.
about this game real quick? The Curse has secured his second highest score of the season. Josh Allen balled out 41 points. Jamar Chase had his coming out game. He, took him a few weeks to get warmed up. He got Thanks, Pimps, for releasing Rashee Rice from his rookie contract. He's now become, I think, the number 2 receiver in fantasy football, 26 points this week. Joe Lumi, thank you for gifting the cursed Dalton Kincaid. And there was another trade that went down today. Joe traded a receiver that's on his bench with 3 points to Voodoo for Mike Evans and Curse Juice.
Second round pick?
Curse also added a second round pick.
What do you guys think about that trade?
Like I said in the thread, it was good for Vu, bad for the league.
I just don't like. I think in AGS, in Dynasty, in Keeper, I think Vu won the trade. I think he got a young guy who's shown some signs in a Patrick Mahomes ran offense. He also got a second round pick, which is pretty valuable in our draft. Joe got some depth. Joe likes to make moves. I just don't understand the way other owners think. For me, if I see a guy has a potential to win a championship, has now put up 2 high scores, he looks like a serious contender. It's not something that I can find in my heart to hand him more ammunition to use against us.
I would agree.
I don't know which episode it was last year on the podcast, but I think I called him. Somebody here called him the Terminator, and that's what he looks like this year. I mean, God.
I mean, the only thing, I'm not going to talk about the one thing that can stop him because I don't want to disturb the fantasy gods. But I alluded to this a long time ago. The only thing that can prevent him from being successful is having too many options. Sometimes having too many options on your roster can fuck with you a little bit, and you start, putting the wrong people in the wrong place. So, hopefully that's the case. Otherwise, fuck, man, 187 points. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, NJC, you brought it up. You said who's going to be the first to fire sale, and it may not be official, but it's the 2 0-3 teams that have already started to trade off their assets. And maybe it's just one play, but I think the dominoes are falling. I think, one reason Vu's been quiet is because he realized he had a shitty draft. He has a shitty team, and this trade is proof that he's starting to prepare for the future.
Yeah.
And it will be year in and year out.
Yeah.
It absolutely is the case. God. No, man. And you know what? I'm going to put this nigga on blast, man. New day, new podcast. I've been getting a lot of heat from Vu in the back text messages about, if he's feeling like I'm, selling them out and talking shit in the thread on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this on Wax and Digital. If you watch, I know you're working very hard in your legal career, very, 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 very hard. But if you get time, humble sir, to watch this podcast, I'm putting it out here. Come on, Wax, and explain yourself, because I'm disappointed in your performance in this season, and I'm disappointed in how you've been carrying yourself, sir. So I think the only way that you can redeem yourself is to come on the podcast and talk your shit. Otherwise, fuck you, dude, and your team sucks, and we're going to continue to call you the accidental champion. And fuck you for loading up the fucking one of the best teams in the fucking league.
Seconded. I agree with everything you said. Lost my train of thought like Nick. No, but that's what it was. Like, he's side texting you. Rat Pack brother, what? Say so mean to me on the thread and on the podcast. What is that, dude? Like,
we're bonded in the
he's never had trouble speaking up for himself. Don't go into hiding now.
What's going on? I almost miss it.
I'm mysterious like my Papa Jamad now. I'm just not going to talk.
I think it was said tonight. I think the realization that the draft was shit. I think the realization that the future is bleak as fuck. I think you can't, unless you're fucking batshit crazy, you can't talk shit when you have no shit to fucking talk.
The best pick Voodoo made was picking to watch the Penguin, because that show is fire.
Hey, fuck.
Hey, man, anytime I can use that Voodoo Penguin meme, I love it, man. Bring it. Keep mentioning it. I love that meme.
It's a good show, man. It was a good. It was a good.
It was
kickoff
good.
for
It
that
was good.
show.
He's
I'm
on
excited.
a roll, man.
I'm gonna break that in tonight after the Aaron Hernandez episode.
You won't be disappointed with it.
Yeah,
Colin,
no, it's
shout out
good.
Colin Farrell. It was a good
Dude.
one, man.
I might be putting egg on my face, but I figured out that it was Colin Farrell after I watched it and was like, "Fuck, that's
here.
good."
I didn't
Wait,
know.
did you see the? Did you see the Batman?
Yeah.
And you didn't know that was Colin Farrell.
Well, maybe now that you've embarrassed me on fucking TV, I realize that maybe now it clicks. But when I watched the fucking show, it didn't click in that moment.
Well, yeah, he does an incredible job. Go ahead. Luke.
I saw that Batman too, but I don't think I didn't dive deep to find out who were the actors. I actually didn't even really like.
Dive deep. It's in the credits. You just wait for the credits.
Oh,
to
you
roll.
read the credits, Nick. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't wait to read the credits. What?
Sixth grade level, Nick. 6th grade level.
It's
Reading
10
the
seconds into the end of the movie. What do you like? The
What
movie
you mean?
ends,
The
you're like,
end of
"See
the
you guys
movie?
later."
What do you mean the end of the movie? I think it's going to be in the opening credits. Don't you
Yeah,
think?
that's right. It's in the fucking opening.
You got to
It's
get
on the
past that
poster
to
when
watch
you
the
go in.
movie.
He's the fucking biggest name in the movie. Colin Farrell, Robert Pattinson. The
He was
Batman.
getting some popcorn in the handy while that came on.
Hey, the way that penguin waddles, man, he looks like he's got a tight end.
Oh my lord! There we go. Again.
Hey! I tell you what. There's a scene. I'm not going to kill it, but there's a scene in the show where they show that nigga's foot. That's what my foot looks like after what I did to Vu this weekend.
I know what you're talking about. I saw that shit. That is grotesque and amazing at the same time. Let's move on to next week. We pushed past just an hour right now. Rudy and I, we match up. It's juicy. 2 below 500 teams, 1 and 2 banged up, going head to head. I like my chances because of what I saw on Monday night, but I also don't like my chances because I started the Raiders defense, and that makes me question all my decisions.
Talk about how you're going to go banging head to head again. Just talk about that.
You know, no.
A head-to-head matchup, isn't that a common phrase used in sports? I mean,
Yeah, just watch the replay and let that one marinate.
All right, motherfucker. You know it. All right. Okay.
Oh,
Anyways,
all about them.
Rudy. Yeah, Rudy. How you feeling about this one?
Look, is golf as long I need golf to show up. I really hate that you have Jerome Ford. I really wish to have had him back, but you got Jennings, I got Ayuk. Yeah, you can go with that Raiders defense if you like. I love that shit.
Hey, Jaden Daniels going back to his undergrad state, Arizona. Keep him out of the bars there in Tempe and Glendale.
He's going to be there. He'll be there. Hopefully after the game.
I got to deal with my tight ends. I got to deal with my tight end situation. I can't go with Laporta this week. Can't do it.
Why not? He's going to put up as many points as Mark Andrews will, which
because
is
I said so. Because I said so. Why not? No, because I said so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I we didn't talk about this last night because it wasn't a day closer, but I think the waiver wire is going to be active tonight.
Yeah, sure is. From 1 all the way down. See what Lou gonna do.
I'm not getting shit. I already know for a fact at a 10 spot I ain't getting shit. So good luck, boys.
Got a little healthy two game winning streak on Scum. I think I can pull it out.
We got us both here. I'm going in as a 30-point dog to the Quan, who is not a dynasty by trophies and championships, but has had a strong team for the majority of the past, over more than half of the past decade. Man, he's got a strong team. He's in contention. Joe Burrow is going up against, was the worst team in the NFL until last week. We have a fun Thursday night game. I got quite a few players going. It's a rivalry game, Dallas, New York. Quan, that'd be nice to get up to start it off. And I put it on the thread. All are welcome to my house Sunday to watch the games, break in the new man cave. This would be the first time it's been utilized. Victoria's Secret will be making her famous red beans and rice, and we'll have some fried chicken. So anyone wants to come through, 10 o'clock, the games start.
I'll bring the watermelon.
Thank you, sir.
Damn, man. I'm sorry to miss that, man. I'm sorry to miss that. That sounds like a
Looking forward to
that's the Civil War Part 2. So we had Civil War Part 1 last week. We got the father and the son this week. This is some Shakespearean shit. I love it. I know Frogs, it's an undertaking, but you're only a 30-point dog. I was a 50-point dog, so it's fantasy football. Any given Sunday, you can make some magic happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best, man. I wish I was coming in with a full healthy squad. I'm missing at least 3 players that I'd like to have. So I'm hoping, to run it back, not just against Quan, but the rest of the league when I have a healthy squad. I like my team, man, but I'll defer to Quan to wrap it up for our matchup.
Look forward to that matchup. Hey, any given Sunday, any team can win, but I'm hoping Joe Mixon is healthy, so my squad is together. But I know I want to win this one because I know come next week on the pod, if I lose, it'll probably be a defaced goat in that background instead of that picture.
I might sacrifice a goat live on the podcast. So
Damn.
you guys want to
Why
see
don't
that?
you sacrifice that one that's behind Lou licking his ass?
Well,
Licking his shoulder.
My niece Cheyenne, who is the daughter of former AGS champion Captain Hook, another one-time champion, recently married a member of my fraternity Kappa Alpha Psi, and he's Nigerian, and he has access to goats, and he knows how to sacrifice one. So we might do it live here. We might fly in Joe. We might put baby powder all over ourselves, and we might have some birria for dinner next Thursday.
Hey, well, just make sure Joe doesn't season that motherfucker, okay?
Damn.
Yeah, well, your wife does have New Orleans roots, so I'm looking forward to her frying us some frog legs. And we won't have to sacrifice.
Wow.
Hey, there's one frog leg that she pays the most attention to, not the ones I walk with.
Maybe not even your frog legs. She's probably catering after your son, making sure he's well taken care of, not at a 12-hour tailgate.
I just made a joke about my wife sucking my dick, and he brings my son into the conversation.
Yeah, that was a little
Jesus Christ. That's stuff in Rialto, bro.
Nah. I'm making that joke because
You
I
don't
know
know
she's
about
not
the
sucking your dick.
IE. Shout out to San Bernardino, Centurion High School, whatever.
My guy, you've got a fucking 6-foot goat back there just staring over your shoulder, and you're over here mispronouncing high schools. Get the fuck out of here. My joke was the actual reality that Siebert's always complained about his wife not sucking his dick, and I'm just like, what you're saying is a lie. She's actually hanging out with your son, just chilling more than she's hanging out with you. Wasn't trying to be on some pedophilia shit.
In 15 years of marriage, I've gotten a few thousand blowjobs here or there, man. So, but it's just weird when we're talking about I'm talking about fucking my wife here, and you want to bring my son into it.
That's how your son came to be, right? Is that what happened, or was this some immaculate conception?
Whoa, Dave.
Oh,
talking about fucking
sorry,
my wife in the ass right now.
Dave.
I haven't seen that, guys. I haven't seen that one.
Oh shit! This is funny. Oh, Lou's lip is lipping right now. Next matchup.
Yeah, next matchup. Your matchup. Penthouse Pimps. How you feeling, big guy?
I think we'll all agree that we have the utmost respect for Penthouse Pimps in the league. He's an OG, solid cat, never comes empty-handed. Good example of a father who's taking his kid to the next level. So all due respect to Pimps. Always a formidable team. Consistent, tight with trading. You buster, I haven't forgotten New Coptons about 5 years ago. But I never take any matchup for granted. So I just hope that the lineup I put in, does what it's supposed to do. I hope his does not, and we'll see what happens Monday night.
Should be exciting. Good luck. Quan, how's your second team looking against who's coming in second?
Lord. I think anytime you play who's coming in second this year, you can pretty much expect a victory. I don't think anyone's going to be going into that game like, I don't know. But it will be an upset. An upset anytime you lose to him.
Well, I think it was Matthew Berry that he was talking about the Carolina Panthers coach and his ability to like build up a quarterback. And he said that no one builds up a quarterback like the Washington Commanders secondary. And that is who the stack of Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. are going up to. So expect them to put up some big numbers this week.
Yeah. Who does Jordan Mason play too?
He's got the New England Patriots.
Yeah, and then Godwin's been consistently balling, and we'll see if it was a fluke that Goddard put up all those points last week.
Well, it wasn't a fluke. There was just no other hands catching the ball. So until other people get back healthy and get on the field, it's going to be pretty much the only option. It really looks like while you're saying this, you're setting Quee Swallower's roster. I just want you to know that's what it looks like from my side of the camera. So make sure you set the roster right.
Doubling down on that. Right.
In a bit of deflection, you guys keep talking about. I keep looking at that goat, and that goat is making the exact same slurp face that BC made to Jamon in the club. It's the exact same face.
Actually, that is. Holy moly!
BC, close your mouth.
Oh, shit.
I'm
I'm slow.
Hey, you know what it is? Is whenever somebody gets around that beige meat, you just get the face, man. That's just what it is.
I think it's a matching color of the top of his head too.
Bro, I promise you, it looks closer.
He doesn't
to
have
you.
a hat to cover it.
Hey, that's gonna be your face this weekend after your dad comes from behind and wins.
All right, we got what? Curse Sugandis. Who wants to talk about it?
That's
you can
3-0 battle of the 3-0s. Go ahead.
Well, Sugandis is
Curse.
3-0 and Curse is 2-1. And
I want Curse to win.
I think NJC brought it up, like who's real and who's not, and this game will tell it. In my rankings, even though he's got the lesser of the records, Curse number one scoring team in the league, 402 points. So I think I'm leaning Curse.
Well, I need that. I need him Sugandis to take a loss so that I can get back to the top of my league and my division, and hopefully when I see him again at the end, I can beat him. But yeah, I hate to see how deadly Curse is, but I need him to win this week.
Hey, Sugandis got his zesty quarterback, Zesty Caleb Williams, put up 27, so maybe he can earn a spot in the starting lineup going up against the LA Rams this week.
Yeah, he changed his nail polish.
Yeah, looking at the scoring preview, the matchup is pretty close, pretty even.
The scoring preview.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
They're projected 101 to 10. What is this? What is that?
You don't look at them?
No, I do. Of course.
And NJC, you want to? I mean, it's the Rat Pack battle of your father and your brother, T. Ruth and West Coast
Civil War 3. Civil War.
Yeah.
3.
I'm looking at it, and
You're supporting the father or the little brother?
based on what he said about his brother earlier, I think he's leaning with the dad these days.
okay. All right. Fuck you guys.
Little sibling rivalry going on. Side chat sibling rivalry.
Okay, see, here we go. Numbers don't lie. You were looking at an 0-3 team versus a 2-1 team. I mean, it doesn't matter who's behind that. If you say you put that together, sometimes 0-3 teams, sneak out a win, but I don't see that. I'll be honest, man. This is battle for the lowest scoring game of the weekend. So who gives a shit, right?
It's kind of a soft 2-1. He's at the bottom of the power rankings and one of the lowest scoring teams in the league.
Last year, Patrick Mahomes put up 48 points against the Chargers.
Well, I think the Chargers are going to be a different team this weekend if Herbert doesn't suit up. I also think that that goes back to Vu being a shitty GM. He left Mahomes on the fucking bench and put in Faker Mayfield. So who knows what the fuck that roster is going to look like come Papa Son time. So we'll see.
You know what? Now that I look at Vu's roster, by trading Mike Evans, he's really just destroyed his wide receiver room.
By yourself.
He's preparing for. I mean, he's preparing for the first pick.
He's starting Ridley and Worthy.
The best part
look at his
about
bench.
this is I love when Voodoo has picks because he does not know what to do with them. So trade them all away, Voo.
Yeah.
It's going to be a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
I think you should get Quan. I think you should employ Quan to help him out. Hey, Scum, if you don't mind, man.
Help your brother out, DC. Help him out.
If you don't mind,
actually, you already did with the Gibbs pick.
Nah, man. I'll be honest with you, bro. Fuck that shit. You got to learn the hard way. Pause. Like I didn't, I got some consultation, but I made some mistakes, and that's how you get better. There's no sense enabling dumbass behavior.
Scum, if you don't mind, I just want to jump into one topic before we wrap things up, and it is what Rudy alluded to earlier in the show, the new show on FX Hulu, Aaron Hernandez. We all know how his story went down, but there are some themes from that I just want to discuss a little bit, and then some relevancy to AGS. And, we talk about it here. I saw some beautiful pictures of BC and his son, and it was touching to hear that his son wants to take his grandmother out to his favorite restaurant this weekend to celebrate her 80th birthday. So, I texted your mom earlier, man. Happy birthday to your mother, man. 80.
Thank you. Happy birthday, mama.
80.
Hey, man, that's a testament to her taking care of herself and all that gardening and that work she does, man, and the healthy eating. Not a lot of people make it to 80, man. So blessings to your mother, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Enjoy every moment.
Happy birthday.
But to talk about that, and we had an LJ on the show earlier. We're all fathers on this podcast, man. We talked about, Quan sent some stuff to the thread about taking his kids to see the GOAT, a fellow GOAT, Simone Biles, and the GOAT across America at Staples Center, and introducing his daughters who are in gymnastics to the person that they aspire to be. And those themes, what I'm seeing on that show is a father who wanted the best out of his son, but, there were some determining factors between the way he did it, right? The way he treated Aaron's mother, the way that he treated his sons, the way he made them, didn't allow them to be their true selves, man. You combine that with CTE impact. We've all seen the results of Aaron Hernandez's brain scan after he passed away. He had one of the worst forms of CTE that's ever been discovered. Potential bisexuality there. So those enablers like Urban Meyer and some of his college coaches, combine that with drug use, man, and you see what happens, right? So I say look at him as a warning of what not to do. I have a son that, I'd love to see him put on that Loyola football uniform that I wore, but it's a slippery slope about what I can expose him to, and thinking about keeping him healthy in the long run. But you guys can respond to this. But I did want to tie back to AGS. Aaron Hernandez was drafted in AGS in 2010 by FU Pay Me, had 600 yards and 6 touchdowns his rookie year. Jimmy finished the season at 500. The next year, he was drafted by the Curse, 950 yards, 7 touchdowns. Curse won a championship. The following year, 2012, he was drafted by Victoria's Secret. Now, this is the year he was arrested, so his stats didn't make it to the end of the season. 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Victoria's Secret also won a championship. So, the dude was a baller. Despite what happened in real life, there was some positive impact of him on AGS and leading to 2 championships.
He was one of the best tight ends in the league at that time, and what a price to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what could have been, man? I mean,
I have my son in
Bill
football,
Bell-
and it's the same thing. My bad, Coop. Same thing, man. It's like you want your kids. You know, I played football. I was a pretty decent athlete, and as much as I'd love to see my son do the same thing, Coop, you know, the price you pay for that, I don't know if it's worth it in the long run. And I'm not saying that I don't have the full vote and confidence in my child, but let's just say he doesn't make it to the league, and you've been freaking cracked, you know, pretty severely. You know, the future doesn't look too bleak, man. So, you know, shout out to NFL players. You know, you sacrifice your body every week. You know what I mean? So it is a slippery slope, Coop. So I understand how you feel.
And another stark warning is the breaking news today, man, that Brett Favre has Parkinson's disease, man. It's case after case after case. There's only going to be more.
It's inevitable.
So it's tough,
You know?
man. I love all the players wearing those, whatever they're called, those Halo helmets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what they look like. Everybody should be wearing them.
Yeah, agreed. There's life after football. When you're retiring in your 30s from a game, that gives you 50 years to live. That's a lot longer, you know, afterwards than before. So maybe think about that.
A lot of life. Yeah, absolutely. Damn, that was a downer to kind of end it on right there, man. Shout out to let's bring it back to something positive once again. Shout out to September birthdays, father and son. LJ, happy birthday. Malia turns 11 on Thursday. Coincidentally, we're also going to Dave and Buster's, so I guess that's the spot to take your preteen for a birthday party.
Happy birthday, Malia.
Yeah, happy birthday. And you know what, guys? Good luck to all you except for Rudy. Thank you so much for running this back again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Quan, Kamish, NJC, my guy Rudy, Rebel Scum, AGS Podcast, Week 3 recap. We'll be back next week.
All right, boys.
Please like and subscribe.